Hi. So this is going to be our second lesson on ecosystems. Yesterday you got all the vocabulary, and today we're going to tie that vocabulary into the lessons and application of what we need to know. All right, so you have your biotic factors and your abiotic factors. Remember, biotic factors are the living things that are making up the ecosystem, and the abiotic are the non-living things like rocks and air and temperature, okay? And a trick to help you remember that is biotic is like body, biotic, body, and abiotic is the opposite. All right, so you've got organism, niche, habitat, population, community, and ecosystem. So the biggest part of your target circle is the ecosystem. So the biggest part is the ecosystem. It contains the community. It contains the population, it contains the habitat, it contains the niche, and it contains the organism, okay? But the community only contains the population, the habitat, the niche, and the organism. The population only contains the habitat, the niche, and the organism. The habitat only contains the niche and the organism. And the niche only contains the organism, okay? So the organism is the life form, okay? So maybe it's the duck, like in the picture. The niche is the role of the organism. What is it doing? Okay. And then you've got where the organism and population live. That was the habitat. This is the population, all of the organisms of one species. So all of that species together, okay? And then the community is all of them living in that surrounding area. And then the ecosystem is all of it together, okay? So the ecosystem is the big outside circle, and then everything else gets smaller and more specific. All right, types of biotic factor. You've got the producers. This goes back to our vocabulary. The producers are the ones that are creating their own food. That's these plants, okay? Plants create their own food using the sun. Your consumers are the ones that are going to eat those producers, okay? And then your decomposers are things like mushrooms that are going to decompose the organic materials. And then things, abiotic factors that are needed for survival. You've got sunlight, water, and temperature. All of these are needed and very specific for life. If our temperature got too low or too high, that would affect our lives. How would we be able to survive? How would we adapt to that, right? Water, if there was no water, what would happen? If there's an abundance of water, what happens? Okay. Same thing with sunlight. If there's no sunlight, if there's an abundance of sunlight, it all affects how life grows and maintains. All right, so make sure you go through and do your Google form, and if you have any questions, contact me.